Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Paradigm Woods and Irons from Callaway.
And hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner from the Bay Hill Club and Lodge, round one of the Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard. Look, we've been wondering for some time, could Jon Rahm be one of the greats? Granted, one round, 1 year does not sufficiently answer that question. But this is the kind of stuff the great ones do. They win 5 times in a 9-tournament stretch. They show up at a tournament and they let everybody know they are the man to beat. How about this? Rahm began his day with 3 consecutive birdies and he finished eagle, birdie, and birdie. But it was the par that he made with a lengthy putt at number 15 that he wanted to talk about when it was all said and done. In all, it is a 7 under 65 and a 2-shot lead for Big Spain.
You just come out here and you know. You have to take it very much as stages, right? Obviously, you have to put it in the fairway, and once you put it in the fairway, what hole are you on, right? Do you have is it a number you can be aggressive with, a shot you can be aggressive with or not? And that's what I think I did really well, right? Even when I was in the fairway, I picked my battles. I didn't go for 8 on 6 on 2. I gave myself a wedge shot. It's just, yeah, I'm trying to think of another one. I was maybe a little bit more passive than I could have been on 11, just because of what could be if you get too aggressive on those holes, right? So it's just how it is out here. You pick your battles and hope you can birdie the ones you pick.
Jon, you said it's not easy, but obviously you've been making it look easy here pretty much all year. Is it easier, though, than it was for you last year, say? Maybe when you struggled a little bit more, or is it still just as difficult?
I think the only difference between some of my rounds last year and this one was just putting. I'm thinking 4 days I made a single putt out here and made my fair share today. Yeah. I've been putting a lot better this year, but from good putting to bad putting is the smallest difference imaginable, right? So especially on these greens. I mean, these greens can get difficult very quick.
How comfortable are you at this golf course?
As comfortable as one can be at times. Some holes were very, very comfortable. Others are obviously very nerve-wracking, right, at times. So
Which was
as
better?
comfortable as one can be.
Which was better for you, the first 3 holes or the last 3 holes?
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if I'm going to be as picky as possible, I struck it and hit better quality shots on the first 3. That's me. But that's just being nitpicky. I mean, I healed my 3-wood on 18, right? I slightly overfaded my 5-iron on 16, and then that's about it. That's all I can say. I mean, it's just, if we're being picky, they're both obviously extremely equal. If I go by difficulty of holes, I think the last 3 holes obviously take it.
Jon, 5 wins, your last 9 worldwide starts, all top 10 finishes. You were asked this week, if you are clicking on all cylinders, can anybody beat you? You said no. So the question is, right now, do you feel like you're clicking on all cylinders?
No.
What needs to improve?
God, go through the round and you'll see plenty of mistakes. I just took advantage of, let's say I minimized the mistakes and converted a couple situations into really good scores, but it can always be better. But it's the first day. Come on, ask me that on Sunday if I keep playing like this, and I'll probably change my answer.
Couple more guys.
Jon Rahm's on a rampage. Chris Kirk on a mini roll. He won Honda on Sunday. Right back at it. Round number 1, 5 under 67 for Kirk. And Kirk joined us on our set, Golf Central pregame, to talk about what's been working so well.
I've been working hard in the gym and working hard on my golf game, and putting, working with Ramon Buscanza has been really fantastic. I just feel comfortable out there.
Chris, I think one of the most riveting things about sport is the ability of an athlete to reset. And last week you gave us a great example of that. The shot that you've hit that ended up in the water with a 1-shot lead. You had to drop, you made the disappointing bogey, and then you came back with a stunning wedge shot. So how did you both get over the disappointment of the shot and perhaps the distraction that you might have given the tournament away?
Yeah, difficult, obviously. You know, I was trying to be relatively aggressive with my second shot, 72nd hole, you know, figuring Eric would, you know, you got to expect him to make birdie. So I was just trying to hit 5-wood in there to 25, 30 feet left of it, you know, and pushed it just a touch, you know, hit it pretty good, but, you know, not, you know, was that far from being the hero shot of a lifetime. But
Right.
yeah, it was definitely upset, but then you have to rein it in even probably faster than normal there, because you're like, okay, you know, I just screwed up here, but I've still got a chance, you know. So it's you know, you hear that before, like if somebody had told you could be in a playoff, you know, starting out the week, you'd take it every single time. And so it was great. I felt like I messed up on 18 there, and then we went back and played it again. It's like, okay, you know, I may or may not deserve this opportunity, but I'm going to do the best I can to take advantage of it.
You know, I did a lot of analysis on your game last week, Chris, as you may have heard. I just thought it was a remarkable performance. And one of the things that I took away from it, it's just how much you play within yourself and you stay within your own game. And I said a couple of times that the average golfer would learn a lot by watching you play. How do you kind of resist the temptation, as you're now seeing all these other guys coming out, these young guys, to continue doing what you do and play the way you play?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of work to try to increase distance, but I definitely don't want to overdo it. I want to stay within what I do, and I just feel like, from the experience that I have, I feel like my good is good enough, you know. And so I don't have to worry about trying to hit it like Rory does or do anything that other guys do, because, you know, my golf swing is a little bit unique compared to what a lot of people teach now. But I think, especially after the last few months, of course, but I just have a good belief in what I do, and so that helps me kind of stay on that course.
Chris, yours is such an inspiring story. You have been open about your struggles in overcoming alcohol abuse and depression. Part of that, I think, is to spread the message in hopes of helping others who might be struggling, as you once did. So as you sit here today, your beautiful family on the way, and all this recent success, what is your message to people out there?
Yeah, it's tough to say. You know, I was open and honest about my situation and what I'd gone through, intentionally or originally, not to try to spread the message or to help other people, but just because it felt good, to be honest. But I think that when I look back at those times, it took a long time for me to get there. I had to, I think I said this the other day, I had to hit my head against the wall 15 times before I realized that was what was giving me the headache. But I finally got to a place of complete and utter surrender, and that was the only way that I was able to get the help that I needed and to bring myself back up. So that was the key for me, is really, truly being honest with myself and surrendering to the fact that I didn't have control at all over what I was doing, and then I was able to truly get the help that I needed.
Give up to get up.
That's right.
And you were on top at the moment, and I know you carry with you that, as they say, the attitude of gratitude.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It runs deep, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah, I'm you know, beyond grateful for everything in my life right now.
Powerful story. Some other scores: Rory shot 73, did not have his best stuff. Ricky Fowler on the comeback trail, 68. Jordan Spieth in with 68. Golf Central pregame, 1 o'clock Eastern, then live tournament coverage on Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern on Golf Channel.